Is it flashing? Testing, testing.
I didn't get it.
Nah, it's not the mics, it's the frog box.
Well, the audio's back on that.
On that, but not on the comms. That's okay.
So the frog box audio is back, but our audio is not?
Yeah.
Oh, so that these aren't working. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Testing, 1, 2. It's picking it up.
I can now hear you chatting about the frog box. Thanks, Dan.
That's where you just stand here and commentate. Joel?
Not up here.
In the sun.
Shout out to Daniel.
Might get the rig out. Bit of bronzing.
I should get my Northern Kings hat out of the car. Testing, cans are alright. Hang on. You don't say anything.
Flat cat. Sorry. Last one, catch it. Yes.
Testing. Audio's not too bad from here.
Yeah. Just gonna stand over.
Oh, that's a shame.
Thank you.
Alright, commentary's getting unique here, but we've sort of solved our audio problems.
Didn't count them over high.
Maybe every time we spoke it straight I'll get straight away from one week. So yeah, it's going to get in there. It's just not working. A lot of work to be done by the Kings here.
So welcome back, folks, to the run chase. Semi-final number 1 here at Redlands Cricket Club.
Crub.
Crub. I'm Elliot Lyons. If you are tuning in, folks, I'm joined by Joel Hall.
We did commentate the whole first innings and then came to our attention that we're having some technical difficulties here.
So we were, in fact,
Talking to
commentating
ourselves.
the first innings, but we were just
We're just two blokes having a chat.
It's two blokes
They just happen to be
Chat.
holding microphones.
enjoying the cricket, and here we go. Game on.
This is White opening the bowling here. From
Thump
the camera
to
end.
face. All defensive there, kicks things off. We saw the Kings only 7 runs coming off their power play overs in the first 4 overs, Joel. So the first 4 overs were quite tight from the Dingoes when they were bowling. They'll be looking for the exact opposite.
They'll be looking to make something happen, the Dingoes, but not a huge amount of runs on the board, so White to continue.
Great carry through that wicket with a little bit of sun on it now.
A little bit of sun on us as well now. We're out from under our comfy tent.
You're looking like a couple of lobsters after this one. We're in the sun. What a day to do it. September in the Golden State. Not many places in the country we can be complaining about the heat in September.
I feel like we can roll all our jokes back because no one heard them.
Bring them back, round
Bring
2.
them back.
White to continue.
Oh, very wide. We've seen a bit of that, and that might be, obviously these are younger players, more wides than we've seen in some of the senior games. But he's getting a good bit of carry.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming out of the hand nicely here for White. A little bit of outswing. Only chasing 125, the Dingoes, so 6 and over will do it for him.
Tobias Snell very happy with the carry through there from his opening bowler.
Great innings by Tobias
Oh.
Snell.
Tell you what, that's shaped away a little bit there.
It's great bowling here from White. And yeah, so Snell, if you are just joining us, folks, the Kings were in all sorts of trouble. 1 for 5, 2 for 40 after about 9 overs, I think it was, and he came out and hit 47 off 34. Helped by Alexander Maidman, who was involved with a couple of run-outs, Joel, a couple of barbecues here.
It was a rough time running between the wickets. That's a cracking line he's bowling here, White. This is a really good first over for the Kings.
No runs coming off the bat so far, so none for 1. 1 to come.
They know
First
they
over.
need to bowl well as they bring third man up onto the circle and mid-on drops all the way back out.
So great start this from the Kings. This is exactly the kind of start that they were looking for. Snell will be hoping for a tight finish here, and it is a great first set by White, and none for one after one. So the Dingoes, sorry, still one to come on the wide, getting a little bit excited
It's
about.
the second time you've done that. People at home won't know that, but
They're giving me another opportunity.
made a fool of yourself earlier, but no one except me knew. But you've managed to bring it back, mate, and I'm proud of you for doing so.
Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. Appreciate it.
The Kings look up for this, though. They've a lot of chat.
Ashton Gum, bowled well.
Ran out well.
Ran out well.
Two run-outs off his bowling, done by himself. So, but that is a cracking first over. When you don't have a lot of runs on the board, that's the way to defend it. Come out and just bowl exceptionally tight.
So it's exactly the start that the Kings were looking for, and White, he's been the go-to man for the Kings throughout this whole series with the new rock. And he started them off well here. So the two Dolphins, Gold Coast Dolphins products opening up here. We've got Lachlan Crump and Ashton Gum. And chasing a small total. Sometimes the small totals are the hardest ones to chase though, Joel. And the Dingoes looking for a finals berth, grand final berth. Both these teams looking for a grand finals berth.
Yeah, that's how semi-finals work.
And that's how our first, the first competition that nobody's played before works as well. So. She's on here, Crump to face. Nice and full.
Oh, it was aerial, but just didn't quite carry to the mid-off.
So Crumpy's had a reasonable competition so far. 77 not out in his last outing. 79, sorry, against the Southern Rockets.
This is Murphy bowling, who we saw come in and get a second ball duck when he was elevated up the order.
Ran himself out, and Crump throws his hands at that one. They've got protection out there on the cover boundary. And they settle for one. So the first run's off the bat for the Dingoes. And the scoreboard trickles to none for two. Bringing Ashton Gum on strike.
Tell you what, mate. Now, with our new commentary position, bowling from this end, we could take catch. We're in the game. Dreams are coming true here at the Brisbane Premier League.
Are we a distraction for the batsman?
Because we're so good looking?
Yeah. Next to the sight screen. Runs that one down to the man on the boundary at third man, and he's off the mark.
I think we're lucky I've got a dark shirt on, so I've melded into the side screen.
Yeah, exactly right. Broad shoulders, just adding a little bit of extra sight screen.
You know, I went to the gym once this week.
Ashton Gum got a 50 in round one for the Dolphins in second grade, so he's hitting them pretty well. Crump.
Oh, it's very wide again.
Very wide delivery. So that ball hooping around, we did have a chance, perhaps worth bringing up, because there was no commentary.
Because we brought it up earlier. Let's
we did have a chance to look at the ball before the game, and there's no seam on that thing. So it's all movement in the air out there, which means you've got to make the most of the new rock in these first few overs if you're the bowling side. Outfield is like carpet, so...
Well, we're on it.
Standing on it. Crump said enough's enough. He walked down and a big top edge, and that's out.
Good catch, well taken. And that's what I mean, the Kings are up for this. You can hear from the celebration there.
Brodie Murphy with the breakthrough.
Jackson settled under it and took the catch. And look even how fast the support team are running out the drinks. I mean, the Kings
They're up and about for this one.
Well, they know there's not a lot of runs on the board. So you've got to bring the energy, bring the excitement, and play as a team. And that's what they're doing.
That's what they got to do. Defending a very small total, and we heard that off the bat of Lachlan Crump. Did not sound good.
But here is almost the star of their bowling innings, Danny Young. Bowled superbly through the power play.
Figures of just 1 for 6, bowled the first 4 overs from the commentators' box end.
Yeah, from our end. the good-looking end, as Bo was referring to it through the senior competition.
So he has got runs consistently already this year. Danny Young bowled very well, and generally you see all-rounders, when they do well in one discipline, they do well in the other. They carry that confidence and momentum into the other.
You obviously haven't seen me play.
Yeah, all-rounder, are you? All-rounder,
I'm very round.
Not the round that the Dingoes are looking for. Gum on strike, so they did cross there. Gets that one through to the keeper.
Another good ball at fourth stump line, and it does seem to be just going slightly away.
Does well in all forms of cricket, that fourth stump line, moving away. Hard to play. They got protection out at the cover boundary if it gets a little bit too full.
So the deep men are third man and cover, as I believe third man, I thought he was being moved. I think he's been told he's going to bowl. Well, that's in the air as well, but it's going to fall safe, you think. Jeez, it might fall more than safe.
Is that going to go?
Well done.
Big dive on the cover boundary there. And they've made a meal of that, the Kingsfielders. There's three of them looking at it. And the batsmen run three, so big outside edge over the top of point. Results in 3, and at the end of the second over, the Dingoes are 1 for 7, Joel.
And this is going to be, I'm going to say, Vodjanon?
Yeah,
Help me out here, Elliot.
We'll roll with that.
First sign of spin for the Kings?
First time for us calling this 19's competition. Finals day here at the Redlands Cricket Club. If you are tuning in, folks, get yourself down. There's a coffee store.
Plenty of food vans. And a heap of entertainment.
Including the commentary, which you're
no, that's most of it.
getting first-hand experience of tuning in. But it is a beautiful setting out here. Car park's full, the crowd's rolling in.
We
some first-class cricket on display.
We talked about some mullets earlier. No one heard us, but we've got one bowling.
Left arm orthodox again. That was Danny Young, bowled from the same ends. He's now out in the middle batting, Danny Young. So always fun when when you come up against the opposition's team player that is the same player as you. You always want the wood on him.
Oh, for sure.
So it'll be interesting to see how Danny Young goes here facing the left arm orthodox.
I'm just letting the Kings fielders know that I've got him covered on the catch. Okay, mate? Safe as houses. Not true. Do you reckon it's illegal if say it's a big 6, if I run and lift our mate up here like a line out?
Yeah. For the catch?
Yeah.
Danny Young meets that one on the full. Didn't get all of it. And our mate here on the long on boundary does the mopping up, runs to catch.
Good arm on him.
Great arm for the keeper.
So Daniel, our stats man, we were calling for a stats man. It says Voyanov.
Voyanov.
It's the
left arm orthodox. He's getting some nice drift here, so breeze working in his favour, and he's really darting him down there. Straight field. He's got a man out at long on.
That's borderline mullet territory there on Jackson here at long on.
Oh, would have swallowed it if they'd have slipped in place, but it runs through, and the man at third man on the ring.
He's done very well.
Cleans up. They get through for 2.
A lot of support.
Spinners bowling darts, Joel.
A lot of support from the Dingoes sheds there. They were very happy with that.
Every run counts here in a chase of 125.
Oh, that's very wide.
And he's got all of that. Danny Young helps it on its way. And that's the first boundary in this Dingoes run chase. Backward of square. Danny Young underway.
Not where Voyanov would have wanted that ball.
So, a bit of a better power play this for the Dingoes than the Kings had. They
Just a little bit, yeah.
1 for 7 after 4 for Kings.
Voyanov, and that's aerial.
Can't bowl full tosses. especially
A
not
lot
with
of
the
work
field
to
up.
do in the field, but not going to get there. 4 more.
Back-to-back boundaries to round out the third over for the Dingoes, and Danny Young making the most of 2 full tosses, Joel.
Making the most of his day out here.
He's had a good day out.
Yeah,
hasn't
tell
he?
you what, you take that.
It's already worth the trip out here for Danny Young, but he wouldn't mind taking the win as well.
He'll be trying to stay warm and hoping that he's going to get another game later today.
Winner of this team, folks, will play this afternoon, 2 o'clock.
Winner of this team.
Winner of this game.
That'll
Sorry.
work.
English is my second language. Love is my first, for all those wondering.
We will flash Elliot's phone number up on the screen now for anyone.
Gum
He went after that.
went after that one and beats the man at mid-wicket, wide of mid-on for a single. So 1 for 21, 3.1 here, the Dingoes.
We
And
should take this opportunity to get pronunciation lessons, but this Voinov is now right next to us. Elliot's going in.
Voyanov? Pronounced Voyanov? Voyanov.
There we go. It is Voinov. So Daniel, our stats man at home, was right. Elliot's taking his jumper off to reveal a nice mustard stain on his shirt. What's these about, mate? What's happened there?
That's last week's hot dog. I'll be lining up another one today. Some great food vendors down here at Redlands Cricket Club, folks. Get down for some lunch, watch some cricket. Groundsman's done a great job getting 2 phenomenal cricket
Belters.
grounds ready for today. Track looks like a cracker from here. We aren't in the middle.
We're getting closer though.
We are getting closer. Innings by
Every innings we move.
bit by bit.
We move slightly closer to the action.
Gum with that little shimmy across, and he rocks back. Pull shot short of a length.
He didn't get it, but he's got it in the gap enough that he should get 2. And I'm going to give you an update from the seniors of this exact fixture. Chasing 146 to win, the Darling Dingoes are 2 for 77 in the 10th.
Wow.
So game on.
And that's finals cricket for you right there, Joel. The Kings many backed to be the favourites to take out this inaugural competition.
I was one of them.
You were one of them with your Kings hat in the car.
Well, I've got a King's hat. I've also got a Morton Magic hat in the car. So I have a backup.
Backup team.
But two big wickets have fallen in that game with both Jane and Brendan Faber out. But Sam Truloff at the crease along with the captain of the Darling Dingoes senior team, Steve McGiffin. 2 very handy men to be at the crease in this sort of situation. A lot of experience, a lot of talent. Oh, speaking of talent.
Whips that off his legs, and that's 4 or 6. It looked beautiful off the bat. And
It
it's
is
a
all
maximum.
the way. That is a Mazda Maximum here at the Brisbane Premier League Under-19 semi-final.
Ashton Gum, that was an absolute pearler of a stroke. Natural timer of the ball, elegant right-hand batsman, and he just whipped that one off his legs, Joel.
He didn't even look like he hit it hard. Just perfectly timed. Great way to keep his innings going.
And that's good cricket. Conventional cricket, as we spoke about, that nobody would have heard. Conventional cricket, often the way to go in T20.
Forgot we had that long conversation there.
Yeah, we did.
No
A
one
big
knows
debate about conventional and unorthodox.
I could have told my story that I said I can't tell on air.
And now you're teasing the viewers at home with it now.
Yeah, I haven't even, see now that
They've
people
got
can hear,
no
I didn't even
context.
mention who's involved.
Joel with his naughty stories. You missed that one, folks. He's on his
No
best
one knows
behaviour.
about our Barack Obama podcast either. All these conversations people miss. And now people are going to be like, they didn't really talk about that in cricket commentary.
They had a
yeah, we
sleep
did.
in. They had a sleep in.
We were having, we thought we were absolutely killing it. Much like Ashton Gum, we thought, and Dania, we thought we were having a great day.
1 for 30 runs off that power play, so that's exactly the kind of start that the Dingoes needed.
And Voinov's been pulled after that first over. I can understand why.
It's quite tight.
There was multiple boundaries.
But, you know, now that the field can go back, keep the spin on. It's been dragged, nonetheless. Agree to disagree. I'm a biased spin bowler.
Yeah.
Love to see spin.
Word is you're a big fan of a good wrist spinner.
Love wrist spin, love off spin, love any spin. Anything that's not seam bowling. We're all about cricket out here, and the score is 1 for 31. So looks like the Dingoes are going to get up here. They lost to the Kings in the regular season.
That's a good ball.
It's a great line. We have. Is this continuing here, Joel?
I believe it's White.
Jeremy White. Bowled well in his first
Jezza,
over.
as they're calling him out there.
Just 2 overs coming from it. So
Just the 2 overs coming from his first over, was it?
just the 2 coming from his first over. Sunday morning, Joel. Give me a break. I need a coffee.
You had to sleep in. What are you talking about? I was sitting there, guys. I was trying to get the stream working. I'm not the technical mind. Waiting for Elliot to get here.
I was too busy surfing on the Gold Coast.
Are you a big fan of the Wave Riders?
Wave Raiders, all the way from California. There's my Barack Obama impersonation
Was not good.
from the wrong side of America.
Yeah, it was not great.
Youngie on strike, bowled very well. The left arm orthodox, crafty spinner. He's doing a job here with the bat as well as
and
that
that's
one.
going to stray down leg side for a wide, but
Down the leg side.
looks sharp.
Does look sharp. His first set was good as well, Joel.
You got to think he's bowling what? High 120s?
That's the benefit of the KO stream beyond all the obvious benefits. You do get that reference to the speed.
But you don't get us.
Exactly right.
And you don't get Tobias Snell. What a star. Star in the
Well,
making of Australian cricket.
Teed it off right when they needed him most. Joining us here on the mid-on boundary, skipper of the Kings. So, Joel, early, but what's your call here? Who's getting up? Who's the first team to enter?
If you were asking me who I'd rather be right now, I would much rather be the Darling Dingoes. They look very comfortable. Often the phrase is, runs on the board are so important. But here it might be so important in that they know there's not a lot. In saying that, 120, we've seen plenty of games won. That's a cracking ball.
Beautiful outswinger, Jeremy White.
This guy can bowl. Maybe get him playing second grade in the Gold Coast, mate.
We are drafting. We're chock-a-block on the Gold Coast, in fact.
I know, half of them are playing for the Dingoes.
Half of them are playing today in general. Jeremy White, that is a classic outswinger. If you are tuning in at home, folks. Young, fast bowlers, this is some classic
Snell
fast
pushes
bowling.
back out to the long mid-off boundary.
Defending the set, and they get through for a single, so Gum just dropping that one into point, and the keeper does the fielding. They get through for 1, and he farms the strike.
But cracking couple overs there from White. Jezza White. I feel like his captain Tobias Snell might be hoping he could get maybe 6 or 7 overs out of him, rather than the maximum of 4.
We're on Fred Kratzman Oval here, the Redlands folks. It's a crackerjack outfield.
Good old Fred.
The classic outfield, dark and light shades of green. A couple of roosters commentating at the fine leg boundary.
Oh, you got to work that joke in again, didn't you?
They didn't get it in the first innings. Scores at 1 for 35 after 5, so the Dingoes ahead of the 6 required and over to get them through for the win. Chasing 125 here, small total. Sometimes small totals are the hardest in T20 cricket, but the
Very much
Dingoes
so. You'll be happy here. Spin back in.
spin back in. Gum uses his feet, defends. Bowls spin himself, bowled a very tidy spell, Ashton Gum, of his right arm off spinners.
This is Steinhardt bowling, for anyone keeping track at home. Didn't see him with the bat.
Beautiful use of the feet there from Ashton Gum.
Gum looks very comfortable here, mate. Very, very comfortable. Actually, both these Dingoes batsmen are just going about their business here.
Tapping away, so if you can't see on the screen, folks, they've got men on the boundary at deep point to the left-hander, long off, long on, and a man at deep mid-wicket. So protection all round the grounds to the left-arm orthodox.
Would you love to see a nice little lap sweep back over the keeper's head down to us here?
Yeah, well, he's gone the reverse.
It's close.
Straight to the man at short third, and he's made a meal of that. It's beaten him, and it's running away.
It might get there. It might. It does. As we've said, this outfield is pretty quick. Well, we can say it again. Elliot was talking to them earlier, and he thinks it has similar qualities to AstroTurf. And you can see it there. The field have got a lot of that. Obviously not enough to stop it, but it's still...
Run away to the boundary. Danny Young looking very, very confident with both bat and ball.
I was pretty
and
close.
Opportunity for a run out here at the non-striker's end, and that's the end of Ashton Gum.
What is happening at the Master Brisbane Premier? That's 4 run-outs in this game. And Ashton Gum involved in 3 of them.
Attracting the action. Ashton Gum, Danny Young dropped that one in just forward of square. Ashton Gum backing up. He was almost down to the striker's end by the time Danny Young sent him back. And that's the 4th run out we've seen today, Joel.
This is ridiculous. Is it the pressure of a final, or like what's happening out here?
I have to assume it's the finals pressure that's the head noise for these players. There is a lot of pressure, a final spot on the line, grand final spot on the line.
Reuben Burger. I could go a burger.
Wouldn't mind a burger, wouldn't mind a coffee. We can do that one again. We didn't receive a coffee.
We wondered why we were putting the call out for someone to bring us a coffee. We were wondering why there wasn't just a stream of people flooding us with lattes. But it was because you couldn't hear us.
I'll have a piccolo if you are.
Oh, I do love a good piccolo. We are fancy here at the Mazda Brisbane Premier League.
You can't see, but both Joel and I are rocking very tidy kits.
Tuxedos only is what we call our Barack Obama podcast. Coming to Spotify soon.
Wicket time for the Kings. They're 2 down. 2 for 40.
They need to keep taking wickets.
Danny Young needs to just calm down now. He's the go-to man for the Dingoes. He's got himself to 19 off 10 deliveries, so he's really going to need a play role here and bat the distance for the Dingoes. Drops that one in. They've got a man very short at mid-wicket there.
That's the captain, Tobias Snell, right in amongst the action.
And at the end of 6 overs, the score is now 2 for 40. So a great set there by Steinhardt, left arm orthodox. And Gum, who was looking very, very promising at the crease, is now in the sheds. Run out.
As we've said a lot today. Looking good, always run out. Looking good, always run out. So I think this is a good move here by Tobias Snell to keep wide on and keep the pressure on, especially after that wicket.
I'm a big fan of keeping the momentum going. You see so often in T20 cricket, skippers chopping and changing the bowling, which I do understand, but if a bowler's got his tail up and he's bowling well, keep the momentum going, keep him on.
Put your foot on the throat. Oh, that's wide.
Looks like he's just flicked his wrist around and tried to bowl one to go the other way there, Jezza White, and the umpire hangs him up. That was well wide.
I think he owes the keeper $5 for how much effort the keeper's done just to get fingertips on it.
Tell you what though, I like the sign that he's thinking. He wants the ball to go away to the left-hander. He was bowling outswingers to the right-hander in his first couple of overs.
We're joined by the great Tobias now.
Jezza White steaming in. Digs that one in, and Danny Young helps himself to a boundary. There's no protection back there, and that's 4 runs, 4 valuable runs to the Dingoes.
And you just can't put the ball on the hip of the batsman at any level, but let alone at this level.
And definitely not what the kind of line.
How are we feeling?
Bit under pressure.
Bit under pressure is the word from the Kings. Rightfully so, but that's where you thrive. Correct.
Little insight there from the skipper, Tobias Snell.
That's a lovely shot by Danny Young.
Tell you what, I like the look of Danny Young. Very, very classy looking left-hander. There's something about left-handers. Just
You like him because A, he's left-handed and B, bowls spin.
yeah, there's my
He's
spin.
ticking all your boxes.
There's my spin goggles.
If he brought you a
coming out
coffee,
again.
you might marry the man.
Just the way he leant on that.
It was a beautiful shot.
Glorious. Only a single coming from it.
We have two left-handers at the crease.
Tobias Snell comes back.
That's a great ball. That's a really, really nice ball.
That's the kind of channel that they were probably looking for this whole over. Tobias Snell.
I mean, it's the channel White's bowled to all the right-handers, and even to Danny Young previously. But just maybe that the big wide we saw the first ball just got in his head a little bit.
Yeah. So the field's up to the new batsman.
Lovely convertible driving past in the background.
Jezza White looking to convert a couple of wickets. That one swings back late into the legs of the new batsman Berger, and he picks up one out to the man on the square leg boundary.
I think it's a fairly common known fact is just about every left-hander in the world can play it off their legs.
Yeah, that's money for jam there to the left-hander. So 2 for 47 here, the Dingoes.
Danny Young is... If Danny Young's wicket falls, we really are game on.
If he stays in at the crease.
It doesn't look like he's going anywhere. He is playing... I think he knows he doesn't have to play... They don't have to do anything crazy. Just go about their business, work the gaps. Twos wins them the gaps.
That's the benefit of only 6 and over required. Run a ball. You don't need big shots in a run chase of 120. And Danny Young picked off the bad balls, but working the ones and twos on the better balls. It was looking good. Good signs for the Dingoes. Pressure's on here for the Kings. Jezza White. Last delivery of his third over, and
that's down leg side again.
Not what the Kings need. They don't need any extra sundries.
Especially that's the second wide of this over, so...
And that's the benefit of the right-hand, left-hand combination. I know Gum's in the sheds, but he was out there for the first couple of overs of Jezza White, so just having a bit of trouble adjusting his line here.
And Tobias Snell looks like he's got the world on his shoulders out here. He's trying to work out how he's going to get rid of Danny Young.
Short of a length, and he works that backward of point.
Is the thing to go for a run out? It seems to be the most effective option in this match.
So 2 for 51, 50 up for the Dingoes. Only chasing 125 here and only 7 overs down. So Danny Young championing this run chase for the Dingoes, 20 off 14, and he does the goods job.
As all good batsmen do, he's changed his gloves. So in the vein of a David Warner or a Steve Smith, get the fresh gloves on.
So it's been a very, very fruitful series so far for Danny Young with both bat and ball. He bowled well in the first innings for Dingoes, and he's batting well here. Just leans back on that one, almost a slog sweep, but it went straight, and they have protection out at long on, just a single. Left arm orthodox to continue.
Steinhardt continuing from the road end.
First over was very productive. As you mentioned in the first innings, Joel, good bowling might not produce wickets to the column of the bowler, but it does put the pressure on the batsman and a few run-outs. Proving the result. Gum.
This is the run-out. This is run-out oval. We're renaming it.
Run-out oval. Probably not something that Redlands want to be known for. Darting that one in, and Berger works that one back.
That's a lovely little get off the mark. Just dab it away. Yeah. Take the single. Get your set batsman back on strike. Good batting.
No protection at 45. Fine leg.
No protection anywhere behind square, really.
So very straight field here. And Danny Young works that round the corner, so a lot of hard work to do for the man at deep mid wicket, and he runs around and mops up at deep square. Kicks it to 2. Does very well. So gets away with one there, Steinhardt. I thought maybe he might have tried to go a bit finer there, Danny Young.
If he gets it fine, he gets 4 runs.
Steinhardt dialing them in, and
another nice shot. It's only going to be 1. Danny Young wanted 2, but safe choice to not go for it.
Berger was having none of it.
He didn't want to be run out number 5.
He's averaging near on 40 so far this season, Ruben Berger. So he's a good man to have at the crease at this time of the innings for the Dingoes.
Surprisingly doesn't play for the Gold Coast, so...
Almost every other player that we've commentated today has. It's the beauty of franchise cricket though. A lot of opportunities for players from all over Queensland to come together in a franchise operation and meet some new people, play some good cricket, learn from other players.
And get your name out.
Get some opportunities, put your name out there, and that's another huge thing. We're only 4 weeks into the season and a lot of these players have already got 9, 10, 11 games to their name, which they would never have had previously. So BPL, an incredible initiative for young cricketers in Queensland.
Voyanov back on, got a little bit of stick in his first one. You liked him, but that's because he bowls spin.
He's getting a bit of movement in the air, which I liked. A little bit of drift left to right, but he's darting that one in. He's trying to find his range here, the spinner. You see these orthodox spinners bowl stump to stump very often with a straight field, so risk-free really, because it puts the onus on the batsman to take an option that isn't there. Very hard to get off strike, as you can see here.
Danny Young just opening the face of the bat there, trying to run it away to third man, but no run.
Well, you're not in again. There's that movement that I was talking about in the air.
That's just not carried to the man that's there at backward point.
So Voyanov really found his range here now that the field's spread outside the power play. Danny Young again outside edge, and there was an opportunity for a catch at backward point and it's just fallen short.
That's 2 balls in a row that have fallen, what, 2 feet short of the fielder there?
Yeah, and they get through for 1, so pressure released there. 3 dots in a row, and you felt like Danny Young was itching to get off strike or get one away.
Rubenberger retaking guard, I think just to relax everything a little bit for his team there.
Reset, and he's tossed that one up a bit more, Voyanov.
Berger, I don't think was meaning to hit it out to long on, but that's where that ball that was very wide outside off has ended up.
Very productive over so far for the spinner, just the 2 coming off it. Looks like Danny Young's inspecting the leg side field, but there's protection everywhere on the leg side boundary. It's for the reverse, and
I mean, I think that was missing, but worth a shout.
Very close there, and I'll be happy with that. The Kings, it seems like the Dingoes are putting some unnecessary pressure on themselves here, taking some unnecessary risks. They're only chasing 120, and with the score at 2 for 57, there really is no reason to take big risks, Joel.
I just think they might be overthinking it. And granted, the Kings are bowling well. The Kings have bowled very, very well. This is like Steinhardt continuing, he's bowled well.
Scores at 2:59. Sorry folks, my computer's lagging a little bit behind.
You are having to hold it in front of you.
We're on the makeshift operation here, but the Dingoes' run chase isn't lagging behind. They're well ahead of the run rate, and both batsmen looking very comfortable at the crease here. So what do you do, Joel, if you're Tobias Snell, skipper of the Kings, need a breakthrough? What's the options here?
I'd be tempted to put a more aggressive field in place. I think this is a bit defensive from the Kings.
It's using the full 5 men out on the boundary, and they've still managed to find the ropes there, backward of point, beat the man.
I see our statman Daniel making his way through the players' tents for some reason. Maybe he's gathering some stats for us.
Some stats for us. And that's a great shot by Danny Young. Just leant back on that one, back of a length, and beat the man. They do have protection at the cover boundary, but he couldn't get there, and this outfield is lightning, Joel.
Yeah, I feel like a bit more aggression. Like, having all the men back, they can win it in singles and twos. Like, but maybe. Oh, that's a lovely shot. It's going to be 2, but that's really well played there by Young. It's a great innings from him.
Soft hands work that around the corner there, and you're right, Joel. Let 1s and 2s win it for him, so there's almost no point having 5 men on the fence where they can just work it around for 1s and 2s anyway.
Yeah, this
is well on the offensive here if you're the Kings.
You're being very defensive at a time where being aggressive might be the move. Thanks to Statman Daniel, he's delivered us. Oh, it's in the air. Make me eat my words. No, once again, it just falls short.
Oh, he's made a meal of that on the boundary, and it's almost crossed the rope. Got his pitching wedge out there, Danny Young.
Can I once again say something as someone who's not as good a cricketer as the young men on the field? There doesn't seem urgency in the Kings fielding. Like, the fielder out there could have attacked that ball and tried to make it happen. Instead, he tried to make sure he could stop the boundary, which he almost didn't do.
Yeah, they're definitely on the ropes here, the Kings, and grand final position feels like it's slipping away. That's one thing that I'd love to see come in to T20 cricket more often is is the use of a timeout. I'd love a timeout for a situation like this where they can just take a moment to recollect and address what's going on. Because when you're out there and the fieldsmen are on the fence, it's hard to get the message across and regroup.
They had that in the BBL and everyone hated it, except you.
I'm a big fan of it, especially for situations like this where they can regroup, they can come together. Because if you want to buy a Snell and you need to change the momentum, change the way...
Do you think he needs me to go out and give him some tips?
Give him some ideas. Tips by the red-hot cricketer behind commentary here as Voyanov continues.
I just think there's not urgency from the Kings here. Like, we saw 2 balls fall just short of the guy at backward point on Voyanov's last over. Then we've seen that one there. The fielder moved horizontally along the boundary rather than attacking the ball. Horizontally is not the right word there, but we'll take it. That's well done. There we go.
So Voyanov bowling stump to stump line. He's got men out at deep cover, long off, long on, and deep mid-wicket and deep square. So protection everywhere.
He's bowled a lot better since coming back after that first little...
breather. He's had a breather. Yeah. The return has been very tight, but...
That first over that you loved that went for like 14.
Well, his figures are sitting pretty for Voyanov. For a run rate that's going at 7 and over, spinner going at 6s, that's a lovely beautiful shot. Danny Young flips the hands over and works that backward of point.
Danny Young is coasting his way to a Player of the Game award.
It's a big wicket here for the Kings. Bowled very well, and he's doing a great job here with the bat. What an all-round prospect for the Dingoes. Love a score update from the first field.
Would you like?
Got it handy, Joel.
Mate, if there's one thing I can do, it's big handy. Some people are laughing as if I meant that in an unsavoury way, which I would never.
No, opposite.
Danny Young works that one forward point for a single, and
I'll give him some.
Wow, Rubenberger wanted to get in on the reverse sweep party and manages to
the
get
Dingoes need just 6 runs to win. It's been the Sammy Truloff, Steve McGiffin show. As I mentioned, they are the heart and soul of that batting lineup. Truloff 44 of 29, McGiffin 45 of 37. It's the 17th over. The Dingoes need 6. If there was a more rotund woman in the audience, she would have a microphone right now over there on field 1. Looks like the Kings tournament will be coming to a close in the seniors. Hopefully the under-19s can come up with something here.
interesting as well because it has been the Kings tournament in both 19s and Premier Grade all tournament long, and coming unstuck in the first semi-final today here at Redlands Cricket Club. As that's a beautiful shot again. Danny Young works that one very fine, third man for a 2. Moves his total along to a very tidy 47 off 33.
But we see it in all facets of sport. It doesn't matter how good you are in the regular season. It's what happens when the bright lights are on, and it seems like Danny Young's someone that doesn't mind a spotlight.
Brought his A-grade game today. Danny Young moves himself along to 49, and it's been a very vital 49.
It's been very controlled
Dingoes.
also, which is good.
Yeah, chanceless. We saw a couple of opportunities early, but very, very tidy since then, and he's been happy to just work 1s and 2s.
He's also avoided runouts, which is hard to do today.
Landmines. Consistent runouts falling throughout today.
Statman Daniel, have you ever seen a T20 game with 4 runouts? He has, and that's why you have a Statman. He'll say, it was 1914, and
Yeah, T20 game in 1940, that's right. Yeah.
we were in a small village outside Hamburg.
Danny Young brings up his 50 in the first 50 of today. Very, very good innings.
To get 50 after bowling 4 overs, 1 for
6.
7, or 6.
4 overs, 1 for 6 and a 50. So he's been the match winner. Dare I say it?
Tell you what, if
For the Dingoes.
at the end of the season, when you as an organisation can hold a certain amount of players from your lineup for next season, I think the Dingoes need to be putting a nice highlighter around Danny Young's name.
His price tag will go up, that's for sure. They're asking for another look at his contract.
There's a trade window as well, so it'll be interesting to see if there will be some movement from some of these teams that are at this sort of pointy end of the competition.
The owners get a look at players that they perhaps overlooked in the first draft window.
It'll be interesting, especially a team like, if we look at the seniors competition at the Northern Kings, a team that everyone put the big tick next to, and then it looks like they've fallen short. Whether they make a few moves.
Voyanov to continue his last over.
It's a lovely shot.
Beautiful
from
cut
Ruben
shot.
Berger. It's only a single, but very good.
He's played a great supporting role here, Ruben Berger, since he came out. Worked in well with Danny Young. Great partnership this for the Dingoes, and the Kings need a wicket desperately here if they're any chance of staying in the game. Voyenberg, stump to stump, Danny Young.
Voyenberg.
Hey?
Voyenberg you went for. You've been Voyenov the whole time, but you chucked a
mixing
Berg on
Berger.
there. You've merged
Burgers
the two
and
batsmen.
my mind's on food already.
Well, there's-
Barbecues galore in the central one.
No, they're not a
Centre wicket.
sponsor.
Berger works that one round the corner just for a dot. Voyanov. Just a 20 run coming from his first 3 overs. Hasn't been too bad given there's been run rate. It's been booming since the get-go.
And that's all they need to do here, the Dingoes. Just clip away the singles. And the Kings are just content to let them happen. This is death by 1,000 cuts.
Almost feel like the Kings are just letting them have it here. They're using 5 men on the rope. They only need 1 and over. As Danny Young works that one very fine, but they have protection there at short third man. Voyanov needs a breakthrough for the Kings. Can he get it? This around the wicket. Darts that one in, and
Yeah, but do you love this around the wicket when you're bowling to a left-hander and there's no one close on the leg side?
I feel like it would have been smarter to try and draw the big shot rather than let them work 1s and 2s.
That's what I mean. I mean, I've been saying that for 5 overs, and clearly no one on the field's watching the stream.
Maybe be a skipper next year. Joel's putting his hand up to skipper
Well,
next year for the Kings.
I think you've got to play for the win here. As we see the Bayside Pirates warming up, ready for the next game right here on field 2. They'll take on the Gold Coast Wave Riders in the second semi-final. And you will have Elliot continuing, and he'll be joined by Statman Daniel. He goes from Statman to commentator man.
Word nerd.
As I will
move to the big time.
I will move over to the KO stream, but I will keep you in my heart. Not you, Daniel. Not you. Just
I'm in the spleen.
2 for 84 here, the Dingoes. And Danny Young looking very, very comfortable and happy to just work 1s and 2s. And it seems like the Kings are happy to let them work the 1s and 2s here. So just the 41 needed now for the Dingoes.
We do
And
have
7 overs to get them.
a change of bowler, and it's McCarran coming in from the road end. Now, most people would refer to that as whatever road it is, but we don't know, so
Out of towners.
that road end, which is becoming a car park, is people streaming into the ground here, and the car parking facilities are being overrun. So if you are coming in, there is parking if you go next door to the Redlands Sporting Club. You can and then go around the back to where the Bowls Club parking is. Maybe use some of their parking. It's also the Redlands Bocce Club, where Elliot and I ply our trade on a Tuesday evening with some bocce under the lights here in the Redlands.
So McCarran, 3 wickets so far in this competition. He's going to need enough.
I think he needs to double that right now.
Add a few wickets to the tally.
That's a lovely shot.
Glorious
Danny
square
Young,
drive.
stop it. Well done out there in the field, but tell you what, another great thing, there's a lot of dogs here at the Brisbane Premier League today, and some good looking ones. Love a good dog in the audience.
Beautiful square drive there. Danny Young lent on that. He's really starting to look like a batsman ready to take the step to the first 11 today.
Tell you what, I mean, maybe if you're a senior squad that's struggled, maybe let's say the Bayside Pirates, a team that was unfortunately unable to get a win in the senior competition.
Got a draw though.
Did get a draw. I was at they had an event during the week. It was actually their season launch, but because of COVID issues that happened when their seniors were already out of the competition. But wonderful event. Some big names there. Lee Matthews was there.
Lee Matthews.
Also, obviously, Buff, Darren Lehman, one of the owners of the Bayside Pirates. Clay Beams, captain of the Bayside Pirates.
Former
senior, former Brisbane Lion was there.
Did he play under Lee Matthews?
No, he missed
that window.
Myself, I was there. What a star.
Big name.
Nathan Murray and a few other of the Bayside Pirates senior players there. Don't tell Nathan Murray's bosses though. He was requesting to be left out of all photography. But an absolutely wonderful event, and I think the Bayside Pirates, although their seniors haven't had the season they wanted, they've obviously done well in the under-19, so we'll see up next. But if you are, the crux of that was not to talk about that event. It just happened to be right here.
Oh, well.
So that's why I thought of it. If you are the Bayside Pirates and your senior team has struggled, do you make the phone call to the Dingoes? Little Danny Young. What do you want? Can we work something out?
Tell you what, his price tag would have gone up after his performance today.
Well, you can trade money. So you can trade some of your auction money. So you could say, oh, look, we'll give you 300 grand.
Of monopoly money.
Of our auction funds.
BPL coin.
That's good fielding there by Boynop. But do you think that, I mean, you've got to think that would be on the minds of some of those senior teams.
And the scouts will be watching, that's for sure. And
maybe I am.
Maybe you are a scout, and that's what you're...
Maybe I'm...
putting the feelers out there to any Danny Young fans.
Maybe I'm Danny Young's fake manager, and I don't want him to get more fake money.
Bump his price tag up. As we see Berger work that one down the ground.
There is apparently a Bayside Pirates hat here for me somewhere as I continue my quest to collect all of them.
Memorabilia. And really doesn't feel like there's any push for a win here from the Kings.
Zero urgency from the Kings.
Beautiful shot. Danny Young flicks that over the man on the ring at mid-wicket.
I mean, Tobias Snell obviously absolute gun. Like, no denying he's one of the futures of Queensland cricket, it would appear, with the way he's playing, but would like to see some changes in his captaincy here, as this is just...
Or an insight into his strategy, because
it would appear,
pick
yeah,
it from the combox.
The strategy appears to be run him out.
Unless that's it! And we put the commentator's curse on him.
That's run out number 5 of the game.
Danny Young, he's hit that straight to the man at backward point, called a single and got sent back by Rubenberger at the non-striker's end, and the man at point has hit one stump.
And I've damn near knocked the camera over in excitement.
Just as
Big Rob coming out, our favourite member of the Dingoes fielding.
Just as we were questioning the Kings' strategy, how did we overlook the run-out opportunities? They've fallen at regular intervals.
The whole game has been based around run-outs.
We were due a run-out, and right on cue, our 5th run-out of the day. And Danny Young, who was looking so comfortable at the crease, we thought he was just going to cruise the Dingoes to victory, is in the sheds, Joel.
I mean, a lot of claps should go to Danny Young. He's been brilliant, and he's a key part of why the Dingoes are probably in... WinViz is putting them at about 97 right now to be in the grand final. And that hurts me to say, obviously, as a lax Northern Kings fan, to know that both seniors and under-19s look like they might be having an early one.
3 for 95, the darling Dingoes chasing 125. They've got 5 overs to get them.
Pressure a little bit on now. Rubenberger's looked good, but he's been able to play the support role, and it's very different playing the support role and then stepping up and having to be the mover and shaker. This is good though. Field up now.
A great set this by Patch. And he wraps it up nicely. So just the 5 runs and a crucial wicket coming off that one. So be interesting now to see if there's a change of momentum.
I don't know if you got it. I didn't get the memo where it said that all the wickets taken today had to be run outs.
Yeah.
I must have missed that email from the competition, but interesting new rule to bring in.
And a new approach.
Yeah.
Righto, boys, we're going to go out there, and the best way to get them out is run outs.
Yeah.
Today.
I think their weakness is running. Where should we bowl to this guy, coach? Doesn't matter, run him out.
Run him out. Really? Wow.
Oh, so Rob, who's just gone out there, we've got word from amongst the Dingoes camp that he's already been run out twice this season. Could we be looking at the 6th run out of this game as Run Out Rob has entered the crease?
Run Out Rob. Not a nickname that he'd like to be known as, but at 3 for 95 and
how many more run-outs do you think we're going to see? I'm so pumped.
Alone. Well, it'll be interesting to see now what happens from the Kings. Are they going to put their foot on the throat here and really clamp the run rate?
Oh. There's a lot of appeals. Quite clearly the bat hitting the wicket, I felt, but...
Very wide. I thought the umpire might have hung his arms out there, but adopt the result, and the Kings will need a few more of them, Joel, if they're any chance of taking the first spot in the grand final.
You can't run out Rob on a dot ball usually, so on those sort of... So you need a trickle into the infield. Rob to run out. Run out, Rob.
Rob to run.
Run, Robbie, run. Oh, that's aerial. It's safe, though.
Rubenberger says, no problems, I'll take the aggressive roll, and that crashes into the cover boundary. Lofted cover drive. Beautiful shot, Rubenberger. 16 off 22 now. The left-hander who was in the support role with Danny Young out there, and he's taken the assault to the Kings.
Yeah, he says, I don't need the support, I've got this.
And now just the 26 runs required for the Dingoes. So Murphy,
And he's gone aerial again.
mid-on's up, and he's beaten him.
Does Berger have a lunch booked at the sports club next door or something? Can someone check?
Waiting to take on the aggressive role, almost Berger.
Yeah, he called in, he booked himself a snitty, and he's waiting to move over to the Redlands Sports Club. And look,
Do a burger pun. He ordered a burger for us.
nah, that would be hacky.
Yes.
He's dropped the hammer
Statman
here.
Daniel wants us to be absolutely terrible on commentary. He wants us to be hacky, and that's why I will refuse.
And that's why you're called up to the big time after this game, Joel. And another beautiful cover drive by Ruben Berger. Is well fielded by Tobias Snell at short cover, and it'll just be the one. But the scoreboard is trickling ever closer to that 125. And you feel like the Kings would have loved an extra 20 or 30 runs. I remember when Tobias Snell was bowled and we were saying 30 more off these last two would be great. Next delivery he was bowled, and not many runs after that were added to the total.
There was a lovely 6 hit though, so by White, who we saw bowl also quite well. There we go. Oh, opportunity for run out Rob here.
Run out Rob, Staplehurst on strike. Ruben Berger is beautiful, 20 off 22 deliveries, averaging close to 40 so far this season, and looking to add to that.
And if anyone's
today.
thinking about that strike rate being under 100 in a T20, in this situation, he had the aggressor at the non-striker for most innings and not a lot to chase down. So batted a really nice innings and then has taken over that aggressor role seamlessly. You could almost think it's the same player because they're both little left-handers.
Elegant left-handers. Plenty of them in stock for the Darling Dingoes. And at the end of the 16th over, the Dingoes sit at 3 for 105. So just 20 runs needed off these last 4 overs. 5 and over, you feel very comfortable chasing that in T20 cricket. And it looks like it's going to be
White.
White.
So he's gone. Tobias Snell's gone back to his spearhead here for White's last over. This is your all or nothing play here.
Going to need him to pick up a couple of wickets here. Tobias Snell at mid-off, tossed him the ball.
Brought the field in too, which is what we've been called, but that could just a big
get through
appeal
for
for
a leg
not a
high.
lot. It would appear that was very high.
Very high. That's a classic fast bowler there.
Oh yes.
Anything on the pads and it's up. Pressure on the umpire. But I do like the energy from the Kings. They're up and about here. Couple of wickets. They know the game's on the line. Snell, he's brought the field up.
I think the power surge is in
Did they
play.
call the power surge? I was just about to bring that up. So just the 2 men allowed out. And they've got men at deep cover and long on.
The captain himself coming out to long on. He wants the catch.
Ruben Berger on strike. He's looking pretty good. White steams in. Oh, Berger just leans on
run
that,
out
but
Rob!
he's picked out the
Oh,
man.
run out Rob was in danger there. A direct hit. Sorry?
125.
You made most of it, mate. Don't worry. We're just helping out the captaincy of the Northern Kings.
So Rubenberger just leant on that one to point. He hit it straight to the man on the ring and they called through for a single. And
Run out Rob was in
Rob
danger.
Staplehurst charging through.
I need you to get more on board with this nickname here, Ali.
Yeah. Refusing to get on board as White steams in.
Great shot by run out Rob. He's picked out the fielder though.
Looked like a great cover drive there. He really leant into that.
If he gets through another over without a run out, I'm gonna have to. I think I'll.
Can the nickname. Or reevaluate.
We did get it from the peanut gallery, so the stat could be just lies. I could have been led astray. Easy to do. Very trusting of men in Dingoes hats.
White, I really loved
Oh,
his
that's a great ball.
great action here.
Rob's done well.
And interesting now, 2 dots and almost a run out. So the power surge has almost worked in the opposite way it's intended to.
It's almost like 8 overs ago when we said they should bring the field up and put some pressure on. They might have done well to listen.
Yeah, not a bad call by Captain Joel. Offered a few points of advice. Run out Rob on strike. Lines that one up.
He's worked that away. Just a single. No run out opportunity. Surprisingly.
Gets himself to the non-striker's end, so he's just the 1 off 7, and that's the kind of run rate that the Kings are after.
Do you think that's the kind of run rate? That look at this field.
Ambitious.
Tobias Snell is backing his bowler in a big way here. I love to see it from the Kings captain.
6-3 field, folks.
If Rubenberger gets it over the top, the captain's going to have to do a lot of work, though.
Berger, he backs away and it
works out well, and Tobias Snell's very happy with his fast bowler. That is a fantastic over in the context of this game.
Very tight last set there from Big Jezza White. And just the 19 coming off his 4 overs.
Oh, he's bowled beautifully.
And that was a terrific execution of classic T20 cricket there. They gave him the 6-3 field and he hit wide hole for a dot. Interesting to see that Rubenberger backed away though with a sacked off field, offside field. Thought he might have walked across his stumps to open up that vacant leg side. Staplehurst, the new batsman at the crease on strike. And the game's in the balance here, Joel.
I wouldn't say it's in the balance.
3 overs to go. They still need 20 runs with a tight over there from White.
Yeah,
They need a boundary. You feel like the Dingoes just need a boundary just to
I'm backing Rob. I'm big on Rob.
You are big on Rob. Staplehurst, he's
go for it, Robbie!
And he works that one down to long on for a single.
Signs of intent here.
Commentators put on their commentary voice. Staplehurst at the non-striker's end.
We sound like we're commentating golf. Yeah. And the 9th green looking beautiful here. A little bit right to left.
To left as it brings
Rubenberger
up to the tee.
It does sound like actually something you'd order.
Yeah. Backs away.
Backs away. It's aerial. It's safe. It's well done.
Great fielding on the cover boundary there. The man at deep cover point charging around in a diving attempt to save the boundary has prevailed and keeps it to 2. There are 2 crucial runs saved there.
Good job by Lunt out there. He's worked very hard, kept that in.
They've really brought themselves back in with a sniff here, the Kings. The power surge has worked in their favour. Beautiful lofted cover drive there from Rubenberger.
You just merged so well.
Oh,
there you go.
Glorious lap sweep from Rubenberger. Fine leg was up. He's lapped it over the top, and that's the boundary that the Dingoes needed.
You don't have to say his full name every time. You don't have to call him Rubenberger every time, do you?
When someone's got a great name, you make the most of it, especially when they do a beautiful lap sweep to bring up a crucial boundary.
That's a cracking shot. Safe the whole time. If you get that well, you've got runs. Like it's that simple.
And that's exactly what the Dingoes needed. The pressure was on, the run rate tightened up, and that boundary really...
And then drops it in. Dangerous with run out Rob out there with you to go for a quick single, but it's worked out nicely.
And the Dingoes, the game's in their court now. 3 for 116. Just the 10 runs needed now. So 2 beautiful shots there by Berger. The lofted cover drive for 2 and the lap sweep for 4.
What's Big Rob got for us?
Crucial time for the Dingoes.
Oh! That kicked up, I think, a lot more than he was expecting there.
Ryan McCarron
finding some life in this pitch.
Steaming in.
But again, the Dingoes haven't got this as easily as we thought, and they haven't got it yet at all. But it does show this might be a very difficult pitch to bat on today.
Low totals proving hard to chase.
Oh, Rob. You just said Burger for no reason as Rob cracks that for 4.
Staplehurst clears the front leg. No protection on the mid-wicket boundary. And he adds 4 to the total to round out 17th over, 18th over rather. And the total moves along to 3 for 120, Joel.
Are the credits starting to roll on the Northern Kings season? We've seen the seniors go down.
Seen the senior Kings side fall short in the semi-finals, and it looks like the 19s are on the precipice of falling short here as well. Darling Dingoes, a force to be reckoned with in both grades, Joel.
That'll make our good friend and co-commentator Mark very happy, as he is one of the coaches of the Darling Dingoes junior ranks.
It's been classic short format batting by both Danny Young and Ruben Berger for the Darling Dingoes. Just smart batting, fields up, they pick the gap, use the power surge to their advantage, use the field spread to their advantage, picked up 1s and 2s, got themselves set. They're going to need to back it up again this afternoon.
Murphy though, Murphy's looking for, I reckon, like a double hat-trick here. Really put the pressure on.
That'd be very handy. Kings.
It's aerial, but it's very good. All the way. Lovely shot, Ruben Berger, and that is game, I believe. Yes, it is, as they shake hands. The end of the Northern Kings season. Great season in both seniors and under-19s, but destined to fall short of the grand final in both, as you just break things, Elliot.
Excitement, Joel, excitement. We've got the first team into the grand final, and what a way to enter.
Mate, an absolute performance from Danny Young. That's the story here. Danny Young has been exceptional. With bat, with ball, controlled this game.
Great support by Ruben Berger, left-hander. We played the support role for Danny Young for the early phases of that run chase. Came out of his shell late in the innings.
Congratulations all around to the Darling Dingoes. Elliot, you get to watch the rest of this wonderful under-19 tournament here. I'm going to bid you adieu because I've got to make a run over to Field 1. But you'll be joined by Daniel, Statman Daniel, for the Gold Coast Wave Riders against the Bayside Pirates. But what a win for the Darling Dingoes.
Fantastic win for the Darling Dingoes, and we'll see you in 15 minutes for the second game, folks. Thanks for tuning in. It's the Dingoes here in semi-final 1.
Great job, mate.
Thanks for that, mate. Legendary. All right, let's work this sound out. Hey.
Give me 20 seconds. Message through and said, oh, by the way, I realised there was no sound of any kind.
At the start, Joel.